sure it's more working?
I don't know. We're just gonna take the chance and see.
Okay.
Yeah. I put kind of spicy.
And what's the black stuff on the fries?
Huh?
What's the black stuff on the fries?
I don't know. I think it's pepper or something.
Mm.
But yeah. It just, you know what I'm saying? When you look at the world in a way, it's a subjective world and an objective world.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The subjective world is the spiritual side. You know, what's happening spiritually. The object is just what can I obtain?
Mm-hmm. The material thing.
Yeah. So it's like what you focusing on? What you
Mm-hmm.
focusing on? Where you want to grow? You want to grow objects, or you want to grow spiritually? You know?
Mm-hmm. I'm going spiritually. Well, I speak for myself. I don't think for everybody in the world, but
Mm.
growing spiritually would be the better for me because objects come and go, fade away, taken away, grow old, mess up, but spiritual, they're to stay.
That's the only thing that's, yeah, I think it's worthy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But spiritually, you take that with your soul,
Mm-hmm.
that grows with your soul. But objects, you know what I'm saying, they fade away.
Mm-hmm.
They fade away.
Right.
You know, you can
And,
take an object away or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah. And that soul don't go nowhere. It stay. Even when that flesh get old and die, the soul still good.
Right.
So can't take that away.
When you take that, reincarnate, your soul coming back,
Mm-hmm.
just in a different body.
Mm-hmm.
You reincarnate. So all these lessons that you learning on this journey, it's like it, you know what I'm saying? Now you got that experience when you come back the next time or whatever, you got something to go off for. Your body,
Lessons.
your soul already know
Mm-hmm.
certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you get into that, yeah, your soul know these certain things but about life. But how do you tap into the soul?
You
To
gotta
get
grow
it,
spiritually to tap into it.
to hear it, to understand it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, yeah.
You gotta grow spiritually to be able to tap into your soul. How you grow spiritually might be an answer. I mean, a question for somebody.
How you grow spiritual.
How do you grow spiritually?
I think you gotta for a second you gotta be quiet. You gotta be still. You know what I'm saying? That's the first part of growth. Is being still and listening to your inner dialogue, to
Mm-hmm.
what's going on inside of you. You know what I'm saying? What are your inner self saying about the world?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Your experiences, your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet your mind just to listen to your thoughts. Allowing the thoughts to pass through what what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You start seeing your thought pattern. And when you understand your thought pattern, then you get to grow. You can change it because you understand how you thinking. Or if you got your mind quiet enough that you see something, then you get a thought. Whether that thought is good or bad in your life,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
then you get a chance to take that thought and transform it into something, turn it into a thought form, and it becomes something, an
Mm-hmm.
entity, you know.
Mm-hmm. Just what you said brought me to the scripture. I can't call it exactly what it is, but it say be still and know that I am God. Like I said, you got the first step is sitting and quiet.
Right.
That's that be still
That's to be still. Yep.
and know that I am God. Once you be still, you get connected with your inner man, which is that spirit, your soul,
Right.
and to know that you are God. God is within. The Bible said God is within.
Right.
We created in His image, so like I said, that's the way to grow spiritually. Be still.
Be still. Understanding. You can't get understanding if you always on the go. You got to give
Mm-hmm.
yourself some time. You know what I'm saying? To hear your thoughts.
And you can't hear your thoughts if you steady going, and always got a crowd of people around you and always got something going on. You can't hear
Right.
your thoughts then.
Right.
Cause everybody else drowning them out.
Yep. And be alone. Because whether you know it or not, like, whenever you around somebody, you always pick up on their energy too.
Mm-hmm.
So your thoughts don't always be your thoughts. They just
Mm-hmm.
be your thoughts, the thoughts energetically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the way it could be.
And not only that, not just being taking it more into today's world, not only being around them, but when you on social media and scrolling and stuff, you taking in the thoughts of others, of the posts that you're watching.
Right. Definitely. A lot of information. That's why you got to cleanse yourself from that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Always on social media, especially if you just a consumer
Mm-hmm.
and not a
And
producer.
not a producer of anything, yeah.
You know.
Yep.
But as you start producing, your soul start in a certain place, but then it grows too.
Mm-hmm.
Like over time, it begin to transform into something that you didn't see in the beginning
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
all the stuff you got to learn
Yep.
when you start that process.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep. And you know, if you still breathing, I mean, it's still something for you to learn and something for you to do. But once you fulfill your life purpose, then you know. But if you still alive on this earth and breathing, it's something you're supposed to be doing. You
Right.
gotta be still and tap into it to know.
Yeah. It's mainly being still to get that understanding of life, looking at everything, the
Mm-hmm.
animals, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
the earth, how it changed, go through
Right.
seasons. You got to understand that you ain't exempt from that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all go through seasons. Life is a constant flow, up and
Mm-hmm.
down, up and down, up and down,
Mm-hmm.
up and down. It's rhythm. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's a frequency, a vibration.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, like you said with the seasons thing and watching animals and stuff, just nature, period. We learn from watching nature.
Right,
Cause see the one thing about it, like these ducks out here, they ain't worried about no material stuff. They living, serving their purpose. You
right,
gotta watch how they live, how they grow, how they take care of they ducklings, which is like children. How the family comes together and do different things, and how God provides for them without them having to go work no job and do all this, but they still get provided for. They still eat every day. They still live.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's it's a deeper subject because you got to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to live off instinct.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
instinct is that spirit, that spirit that's within you, that's talking to you, telling you exactly what to do, the feeling, the hunches you get, the
That
inspiration,
discernment.
yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
discernment.
Mm-hmm.
But if you never was still and can understand that, you know what I'm saying, my inner self talking to me, my inner man talking to me,
Mm-hmm.
you never know that what that
Mm-hmm.
is. You just think it's just
Just a
you know,
thought you had.
yeah,
And
thought
go
or
on by
feeling.
today. Don't give no more deeper thought to it.
No,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't thought about it at all.
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah. So the first step and being connected more spiritual, like we said, is to be still.
Right.
I would say the second step is you gotta read so you can learn and get more knowledge of things.
Right. I would say also too, spend time in nature.
Mhm.
Spend time outside. Spend time, you know what I'm saying, in the sunlight.
Mhm.
Try to understand the consciousness of the sun because the sun is conscious.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's been here longer than us,
Mhm.
so it knows everything, and
Mhm.
it's that light that we need.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying, to
Mhm.
help us. If you notice when the sun disappears,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, like when it's gone throughout the winter, when it you know most of the time when it's not up and shining bright,
Mhm.
that humans, you know what I'm saying, people, we ain't moving around as much.
Mhm.
But when that sun come out, we come out.
Mhm. Be more
So
vibrant, more live. That's when all the cookouts and all the family gatherings and all that stuff go
right.
on.
So
Right.
that sun give you that light from that sun. That's like that's an energy source. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's a hack in this
Mhm.
world. That's an energy source. You know.
Mhm.
Just that sunlight grow from that. You look how I do plants,
Mhm.
the grass. You know what I'm saying? How them mixes work.
Right.
You put water and sun on the grass,
And it
and
grow.
it grow
And it
green,
green and pretty,
pretty. Yep.
alive.
Yeah.
Mhm. But when the sun ain't no sun, in the wintertime when you don't get too much bright sun, that's when the plants and stuff they go through that pruning process,
Right.
and the leaves fall
Yep.
to come back forward with life and spring again, and that cycle continues every year. So, like I said, looking at nature, they're just like us. We go through cycles too.
Right.
So the cycles of a human is you're gonna go through trials, you're gonna go through tribulation, but you gotta keep going because you still gonna bring forth new fruit.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
that's why you gotta pay with understand when you understand nature and how it works,
Mhm.
then you can align your life with nature.
Mhm.
You can align your life with, you know what I'm saying, the season.
Mhm.
And that's working in tune with already the cosmic flow of things, the way the
Mhm.
world works, the
Mhm.
way the cosmos work, not the way
Mhm.
the world works. Because the world
Right.
is just a system that man created.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. And they more focused on the
So
material side.
right. That when you start looking at life like that, focus on living in tune with nature,
Mhm.
then you leave calendars, time,
Mhm.
and all of the man-made stuff away. You that's when you transfer space and time.
Mhm. I think about it, how they used to do before all this come about. They went by nature. When the
Nature.
sun come up, they was up. They knew they got to go tend to the fields, got to go work, got to do this. When the sun start going down, they knew okay, it's time to start working. Time for us to relax and chill out
Right.
until the sun come back up again. It wasn't no alarm clocks saying, "Oh, time to get up." It wasn't none of that. They went by
Right.
nature.
And we're by nature. You know. And you know it's kind of crazy because like when you first get out of school or something and you start working, most of the time when you start working the night shift.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time that be the job that you start working on a
Mm-hmm.
night shift. And I think when you start doing that, that throw your body off
Mm-hmm. Off its
for
natural
the top
cycle.
off its natural cycle. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? But when
Mm-hmm.
you going to school, you getting up at 7 in the morning, going to school all day, 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
getting out of school.
Mm-hmm.
But you getting up with with the
With the
with the
sun.
light. You
Mm-hmm.
getting up with the light.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The sun is the light of the world.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you're not partaking in consuming the light of the world,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the sun gives you natural energy,
Right.
natural vitamins, nutrients. You get it just from sitting in the sun.
Yep.
But most people don't want to sit in the sun.
Mm.
Most people don't want to sweat these days.
Mm.
They gotta stay in the AC.
Right.
Gotta stay cool.
They don't even want to go outside. Man, it's too hot. Too hot
Mm-hmm.
out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
dang the way, we miss a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not not being in nature.
Yep. Sweat is a good thing.
Right.
That's the way your body is naturally detoxing itself.
Right.
That's a natural detoxification. Sweat.
Yep.
Better than the sauna. Cause
That
the
is
sauna is
something.
man-made,
Right.
but the sun is natural.
It's
So that's a
natural.
natural sauna.
Mm-hmm. That's why you gotta go out and sit in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The sun it's a natural healer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when the sun, well, if it's light, then the light it's a radiation.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the sun heal cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. You
I
know?
believe not only that, not just the sun. Like
Mhm.
even sitting around trees, cause trees provide oxygen naturally,
Right.
clean oxygen and stuff. I believe nature cures all things. Everything you need is in nature. You just gotta take the time to be in nature to know.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Co-create with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a teacher.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's a teacher. It's a student. It's all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the all in all.
All of the above.
Yeah. All the tools we need. You're right. They in nature.
Mm-hmm.
But if they in nature and you don't know how to use them, they not tools.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to learn how to use the tools that God gave us.
Mm-hmm.
Not abuse them. We don't want to abuse. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
We That's what we do. We abuse the tools
Mm-hmm.
God gave us
Mm-hmm.
instead of what I'm saying, using them in proportion
Mm-hmm.
to keep the world aligned and in balance.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell when we out of balance because that's why we die from so many diseases because
Mm-hmm.
we become out of balance with
With
nature.
the world, yep. Well, with nature, like I say, yeah.
Yeah.
With nature. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's it.
The exchanges that we give off, like you said, the tree give off oxygen, but we give off carbon.
Mm-hmm.
The tree need carbon.
Mm-hmm.
So we switch. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It give us something and we give it something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A
You know,
continual cycle.
it's a continuing cycle.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like the ecosystem, understanding the ecosystem, how it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's what helped us. Just understanding that. Start learning about the natural laws
Mm.
of the universe. Natural.
Right.
These natural laws. These ain't
Mm-hmm.
man-made laws. These natural laws.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And God give us that with inside us to understand it. But if we don't look at it and then look at us
Mm-hmm.
deep down in the inside,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't understand
Mm-hmm.
that nature is a body in itself. We are a body. It got a body. You know what I'm saying? It's like two bodies, all of it healed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.